This video is brought to you by Madhouse Collectibles. So let's start off with the alternate head here. So it's very similar in style. The only real differences are the lack of some detail that's here on either side of his faceplate. Of course, the most noticeable difference is the fact that the toy had a yellow visor instead of in the cartoon it was red. And you'll notice that the, I guess we'll call it the crown, is a little wider than the one that's on the cartoon accurate one. Little slight difference here in the center crown piece as well. It's a little bit bigger than the one in the cartoon, and the triangle here is a little bit bigger as well. Now, to replace this, so it does just slide on, and there are these two points here that will go into the middle of the head. So it does just slide forward. The tolerances on this are extremely tight, though, so you do have to work at it. If you get in behind either side of the face here and there on the head and start to wiggle it forward, it will come out. The easiest thing that I found actually was to pop open the backpack. If you pop open the backpack, then it gives you the option to rotate the head back like this, so that then you can take your spudger or your tool or whatever. You can actually tilt the head back as well as tilt it back on the base, but then you can get in behind here, and then you can start to slowly work this forward. Like I said, the tolerances are extremely tight. So this is about the third time that I've done this, so it did come off a lot easier, but the first time that I did it, it was extremely tight. It took me 2 or 3 minutes to get it off. So as you see, it just slid forward, and then you just put this one on in the same place, push it into place, and then just put everything back to where it was. Next, we'll take a look at the two shoulders. So these have obviously a lot more detail in them than the shoulder plates that are just very plain and blank here. A little bit of red chrome striping down on either side, as well as some silver in the bottom with 3 yellow dots. It's a really nice detail. There's actually an opening here in the plate. What you'll find when you pull this one off is that there's actually a grill design, some line detailing that's in behind this that you'll be able to view from within this, sort of shoulder window. Again, some very interesting thought put into how they wanted to do that. They could have just made that line detailing part of this, but instead they just made a part of the main figure, and it's hidden in behind the solid plate. So it's this one is another one with some very tight tolerances as well. So you want to first pop this open and open it all the way. You should, sorry I forgot, you should actually straighten the arm up, but there's that line detailing that I was talking about. Now, same thing I found, you can, if you can get your fingernail in behind this slot here, you can wiggle it forward. You can also try to work your fingernail in under this little tab that's right here. Again, if you have a spudger, just use it. It does make things an awful lot easier, but you just want to get in there and just gently start to pry it forward, and then work the back as well. And there you go, it will pop right out. So it is just a simple tab here that goes into the slot. So this is the exact same design, so it literally just, you can open it up if you want, it doesn't really matter, but it does just slide right into that spot. And then, like I said, so now you've got, let me see if I can get some better lighting. So like I said, so those line details now you can see within that window that's in that shoulder. So it that's a really nice detail there. I'll just take a second and we'll just pop the other shoulder on. So there's both shoulders on, and it's still part of the transformation. So when you are doing the transformation, you do still have to flip up the shoulder plate like that, so that it can lock into the top of the alt mode when you get it there. Next, we'll take a look at the alternate chest plate. So it's transparent blue, fairly clear, fairly light. There's some details, I'm going to call them Cybertronian electronics, I guess, that are in either side of the panel. There is a right way and a wrong way to put this in, so the details do have to be at the top because the corners are cut off down here to match the angles that are here in the chest piece, and this literally just pops out of the chest compartment, and you pop this one in with these tabs. You do want to push it in at the top, typically where these two tabs are, to get this to pop out. It does require an excessive amount of force, so don't be afraid to press on this. It will flex. Don't be afraid to applies a decent amount of pressure to this to get it out of the chest, and then pop this in, and it does just drop into the bottom of the chest compartment on these tabs, and then these two tabs snap into place, and it looks like this. So just like that, it literally just pops out of place. So I'll just show this real quick. The in the bottom here, there's two slots, and then at the top is two indentations, two angled indentations at the top. So this is where the chest piece goes in. So these two tabs on the bottom here will go into these two slots at the bottom, and then the two tabs on the top, they will just pop into here. Again, same amount of pressure required. You just want to drop this into those two spots, and then give it some pressure, and it will click into place. It's not a satisfying crunching sound as always that we like on our $300 figures, but once you do have it into place, then you've got a cool looking chest compartment with those details. So let's move down to the lower half of the body. We'll start with these two red chrome metallic knee joint covers. So this is just to replace these two white parts that are here. They're just covering up a die-cast metal ratchet that's in behind this part. There is a tab that's on the die-cast part that just slides right in here. So these slide off very easily. These are a lot easier than the shoulder joint that we did a little earlier. The tolerances are not as bad, although I will still recommend getting in there with a spudger. But the easiest way to get at it is just to bend the knee 90 degrees so that you can get at the top of it, and then just start to work it free. And once you've got it out so far, or it can just be a pain, there you go. Just pops off as simple as that. And then this one will simply just sit on that tab, and you push it into place. You'll notice that it doesn't go completely flush with the die-cast joint. That's just because this one's a little shallower because of the shape of it compared to the white one. But when you have the leg in place, you can't even tell that there's anything going on there. So just give me 1 second and I'll pop on the other one. Next one we'll look at is the kneecap covers. So these have some really cool details in them. The dark gunmetal gray, which is actually pretty much the same color as his feet. And then he's got red chrome metallic dot along with, or square, along with two yellow ones. Some line details, some venting going on there. So some really nice details in these kneecaps. These are held on just by these tabs here at the top. Now there is a right side up and an upside down to this, as well as apparently a left and a right. And I'm sure it's personal preference for the left and the right part, because the picture does show the buttons are on the outside of the knees. But as you'll see, these tabs are at the top third of the accessories, so these have to be up. So the stripe and the dots do have to be on the bottom. Now, whether you want to put them on the left or the right is entirely up to you. I'm going with it like this because that's how it's depicted in the picture, and it does look like this. So you just want to pop the kneecap cover open. And since it's just on those tabs, this does, you can actually grab it on either side and you can just wiggle it forward, and it will just pop right off, as easy as that. And you can go ahead and put the replacement on there. and get the knee back into place. And that was so quick and easy. Let's just go ahead and do the other one. Of course, it's going to fight me. And push this one on. Pop that one into place, and there you go. Now you got some details on the kneecaps. Then we'll get into the shins. So you can actually replace the two shin plates here with these ones. These are silver in color instead of the silver white that's on them. It's just got some, just looks like some piping or some pistons going on there. So you won't have any trouble getting these off. You won't need a spudger, I promise, to get these ones on. There is a right side up and an upside down to these as well. As you can see, there's a slot point here at the bottom of the shin, and there's an identical one that's here in the details. So you want to make sure that these are at the bottom. Very easy to pop these in. You just want to actually rotate the foot down. Actually, you can break this away and rotate the foot down just so that you can get in behind the shin, and as you can see, it just pops right off. There is no left or right to these. They are identical, so you can just pop in whichever one you want. Put your foot back into place, pop that, do the same thing on the other side. Like I said, this is the easiest one. Just pops off like that. 2 tabs on the back. Sorry, I forgot to show. There's just 2 tabs that are on the back there. They just push into place, and it's as simple as that. Put your foot into place, put your ankle into place, and now you've got some shin details. And then the last accessories are the thigh covers that go on the outside of his legs. So they are just 2 fairly long panels. They do have some very nice details on them to add to your figure. A lot of detailing that's going on up here. Some angled shaping for the top of the thigh. Some silver piping details, very similar to the silver details that were in the shins. And then also some additional line and shape details that are down here at the bottom that go on top of the ankle. These go on very easily. They have 4 tabs. Primary tab is down here at the bottom, and then there's another fairly decent sized tab here, and then there's 2 very small tabs. There's one right here and one at the top. All of these go into very obvious places. There's a slot here, 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 and down here at the bottom. There is also a left and a right to these. Again, it is fairly obvious, but the pipe detail does go to the front of the leg. So this is his right leg, and this is his left leg, and it goes on very simply just by pressing all those tabs into place. Clips in just like that. And so there he is with all of the toy accurate accessories. I thought it'd be cool to check them both out together, right? So this is the original cartoon accurate that comes in the box, and then here's everything with all of the accessories on. And as much as I am trying to keep my collection as cartoon accurate as possible, this really makes it difficult to want to put this on my shelf and not this on my shelf. I mean, there's a lot of cool details that are going on here with all of these accessories. And I do want to show off the transformation with the accessories just to show that there was some thought put into these accessories that gives us these options yet still makes them functional. It doesn't interfere with the transformation. Not like the abomination of accessories that we got with MP52. These accessories work. So the head is pretty much the same size and shape. It is a little wider at the points, so you do have to be very careful and make sure that it is exactly lined up to let it fall inside the backpack. For the shoulders, they're exactly the same as the original ones, right? These just need to flip up. The knees are exactly the same, right? They just come down, you collapse, you fold them back in. There's no interference from that part at all. So when you get to the thighs, you actually do have to untab the top, and it does pivot right here, so you can pivot it all the way down and then undo the bottom ankle, transform this the way that you normally would by putting it up top here, tabbing it into place. You want to rotate this part around 180 degrees and then work your ankle like so. Get this up out of the way, tab it into place, and then, so this is the thing that, again, I found was interesting, but the tab that's at the top here of the toy accurate accessory goes into the slot here. This slot serves no purpose other than to hold this part into place. And it tabs in there like that. So now we're at the point where we're just rotating the leg up into position. Same thing with the shoulder flaps, right? They're up in the air. So this tabs into place like it's supposed to. And then we need to flip this down to get this panel to cover up all of this. So you need to untab the new thigh cover, right, which will swing everything down. Make sure that you open up that little panel there, and then we're going to pop this panel down, pop this guy over, pop him into place. Shoulder cover tabs down into the top of the heel like it's supposed to, and then this part goes onto this tab. Again, just like in the regular transformation, and then again, this will go into this slot. This tab at the top goes into that slot, locks everything together, and just repeat the exact same thing on the same side. So there's your thigh cover right there, still in place, not interfering with the transformation. Shoulder cover still on, not interfering with the transformation. Shin cover is in there, not interfering with the transformation, and knee and everything else is inside. And now I have to go and revisit all of my previous life choices.
That's it, everybody. If you've made it this far and you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button down below. Sure helps out a lot. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And please check the links in the description. If you'd like to support my channel, there's a link in there for buymeacoffee.com that you can use to support the channel. Also in the description are links to Madhouse Collectibles for all of your Transformer needs, and Mike Lorber, who's a graphic designer. He's the one that created the size scale chart that I use in my videos. Once again, thanks a lot. This has been Transformers Masterpiece Theater. I'm the Rusty Mechanic.